Hello, so in this video, I would like to discuss Unit 4 of 504, and especially I want to discuss a bit more with you moving power, upward, downward, and basically the whole idea of federalism under pressure. In other words, we are going to address more specific issues but issues that you have already read a little bit about in either Unit 2 or Unit 3. And one of the key questions of this unit is to understand how governments in Canada share the burden of responsibility. In other words, we're trying to understand the articulation, the architecture of governments working together to form governance in a way, how governments basically move power up and down and responsibility up and down so that it's basically addressing more efficiently, effectively pressures, demands on government institutions. The struggle here is to really understand these pressures. It is to understand that some are federal, some are provincial, some are territorial, and they have to do with government jurisdictions. In other words, who has the right to do what? Obviously, the Constitution plays an important role, but then process at the margin, obviously, allows us to understand also how this, how power moves across the different tier levels of government. And in particular, what is very interesting here is to look at, in a way, single case studies. For instance, we can, and we discuss in this unit, we discuss, for instance, the work of Neil Bradford, which I think is really interesting because it's the idea of, looking at cities as major policy actors, cities as, in a way, troublemakers in the federation, cities demanding from provinces, but cities demanding from the federal government, cities working together in a way not really being successful at bypassing, but certainly cities working together to challenge well-established authorities that provincial governments or the federal governments may have had in the past. Other issues that we have already discussed a little bit in Unit 2 and 3 have to do with international agreements. So you see, I talk about the local level with cities. Now I go to the international level and I talk about international agreements. The course text will point towards things like NAFTA, World Trade Organization, but think about things that have been in the media very recently. The US-MECA agreement, the new NAFTA agreement, and how it ties government and trade relations, and how it basically has become a Canadian political issue in-house, having tremendous impact on Canada's ability to trade with the US. And the CETA, the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement, which we signed with the European Union, which in a way is also a very interesting treaty because it ties in Canada with 28 other member states. And in this unit, you will discover some readings about the impact of Brexit on Canada. And so you will see that, having signed these treaties is not always actually protecting us. And so all of these forces, whether they're cities or international actors and the games, right, the complex games, policy games that are at play, become obviously very interesting case studies for us to understand how our governments work together and how governance actually functions as well across the country. Other issues with territorial politics, for instance, and the challenges to the Indian Act, for instance, and all of the thinking that is going today in the Truth and Reconciliation, decisions that are being implemented across the country are also changing the way government institutions are working, how government bureaucracies are doing their work. And so this is also something that I want us to reflect upon, because it is, again, another illustration of challenges that are serious challenges for the functioning of the Canadian Federation. So with this fourth unit, I think we have very interesting debates to come, and we will see that in Unit 4, Forum for Discussion. I'm asking you to do the reading. Again, be selective and efficient in doing your reading, and please address the question and then engage with the discussion. Thank you very much.